Welcome to Volume 3, Combat Survival. I would like to thank all of you for helping us by getting Volume 1 and 2. Due to your support and your response, we decided to come back and show you Volume 3, 4 and 5 of Combat Survival. Volume 3, 4 and 5 will be focusing mainly on techniques. We decided not to put the movie part and postponed it for the future volumes, so you can enjoy techniques that can save your life. Combat Survival considered by many experts one of the leading reality-based systems. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm W. Rahman, publisher of RealFighting.com, the most popular reality-based site on the internet. I've been involved in martial arts and sports since I was young, and during that time I've traveled the world studying with some of the most noted instructors. Due to the popularity of real fighting, I've also been invited to train and evaluate many top-tier training systems. Out of nearly 300 fight trainers I've met, there have been a few that have been above and beyond the others, and Moni Isaac is certainly one of them. In my opinion, Moni Isaac is among the top few individuals in the pantheon of the greatest fighters, instructors, and trainers. Over the course of 30 years, Moni has created and developed his own unique blend of effective concepts and techniques for self-defense, and I've included many of these in the Real Fighting program as well. These DVDs represent parts 3, 4, and 5 of Moni's Combat Survival series. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Thank you.
Anything you want, man. On your knees, now. We're going to deal now with situations that somebody grab a gun and pointing at you, demanding, and it's right in front of your body. This is a different situation than what we learned from Volume 1 and 2. Those of you that following Combat Survival, Commando Krav Maga for Volume 1 and 2 knows that when we deal with a gun, the main thing that we have to keep in mind is to basically get first out of the line of fire. So before we do that, we have to cooperate with him. We have to go with him. He's demanding. He doesn't want to kill me right away. He wants something from me. He's a money. He wants information. He wants to take me someplace as an hostage, because if you want to shoot me, he shot me a long time ago. So the first thing is to show that I'm going to cooperate with him. Demand.
Give me all your money.
Whatever you want, man. So I'm kind of subdued. I don't actually look at him, because if I'm going to look at him, it could be also interpreted for him as I'm recognizing, I know how he look. I might be doing something. He can see that I'm about to do it through my look. So this is the way I'm standing right now. Whatever you want, man. As I do that, the first thing I do, I'm going out of the line of fire by twisting the body and hitting the wrist that's holding the gun. Just let's pay attention. The pivot is very little. I'm basically just twisting my hip and turning my wrist with the thumb toward me. Hold really tight now. It's very simple to go out of the line of fire. Regardless of his strength, I'm out of the line of fire, as you can see. But I don't stop here. As I do that, I continue the move up, sliding, grabbing the gun. Again, the same hand, going here, sliding, grabbing the gun. As you do that, you're also turning with your body, and this time you're grabbing with the other hand from the inside. This is the way I'm grabbing the hand. Now, from that moment, I'm going to do two opposite forces, so it's a counter force. This is going to pull, and this is going to pull to the other side. So this is the direction that I'm going to go. Since the fingers is inside, put the finger in, and I'm doing that, it's a strong pressure. But I'm not just going to rely on that. While I'm doing that, I'm also moving behind him. And now I'm in good position to demand from him to go on his knees. I'm doing it in a very strong voice. On your knees, now! So you know that I'm serious. And this is a moment that basically you have control and you can leave the scene. One more time. Out of the line of fire. Continue up, holding the hand. Continue behind him, grabbing the gun and demanding. On your knees now. Anything you want. On your knees now. We're going to deal now with a gangster style. If you pay attention now, his hand held 90 degrees, so basically he's holding the gun this way. As he's doing that, basically it's easier to take the gun out. Because if you notice, any kind of pressure that I'm going to do here is going to affect the entire body. As opposed to here, that has a more turn to get that the same result. So when the hand is that way, any move of the gun to this direction becomes easier to take out. And if it's straight gun, I have to basically do the complete twist to here to take it out. So gangster style is actually easier to deal with. Now, again, we start the same thing. We cooperate as a demand, whatever you want, man. Getting out of the line of fire here is by using my right hand that's going to be relatively close to the gun. I'm going to lift my hand here as opposed to down here. So it's right here. And I'm lifting the elbow while I'm bending my knees. This is the very first thing I do. So I'm out of the line of fire, right there. As I'm doing that, I'm moving my other hand to here and continue to this direction, over there. Let's hear it one more time. Anything you want, man. Here and behind him. Now, as you noticed before, he was holding the gun with a hand that's close to me, gangster style, and if he's holding it on the other hand, we're dealing pretty much the same, because we want to keep it simple. You really don't have time to start switching between right and left, and you're acting just the same. Now, this time it's easier for me. As I'm lifting and I'm bending my knees and holding here, this is a very strong grip to continue over there and take the gun out. And again, back and on your knees now. Escape from holds is a very big chapter in combat survival. We're going to deal with any situation of any hold. We're going to learn to escape from any hold that exists on the body, from the front, from the side, Nelsons, and so forth. The first part of escaping from hold is to know how to deal with wrist escapes. It's look like a minor thing, but it's actually a very crucial thing. In fights, it could be on the ground, it could be against knives. There is always a wrist held. When the wrist is been held by somebody, you need to be able to release yourself as soon as possible. So we're going to deal with how to escape with a front hold on the wrist, cross hold on the wrist, two hands on two hands, two hands on one hand, two hands grabbing from the back the wrist, and two hands grabbing from the back the elbow. This will be all chapters that I'm going to dedicate to the wrist and the lower part of the hand. The first thing I want you to pay attention is the ring, and that's what we call the ring escape. If you pay attention, if I put my hand right now around his hand and I'm closing my hand and I have a big hand, you can see that basically he's locked completely from this side, from this side, from this side, and the only way for him to get out will be between the thumb and this finger. In order to do that, you have to bring the narrow side of his hand, which is this part, to the open ring, and although it's closed, this is still the open ring for him. And from here to maneuver his hand out. We're going to learn all kind of maneuvering to do that, but it's all going to be based on the principle of twisting within the ring to the outside. So if you grab me now, you can see his ring is a bit smaller than mine, but still this is a thick part of my hand, and I want to bring the narrow side of my hand and then move out. As I do that, the escape becomes easy. Obviously, in a fight, we're going to deal with a situation usually after we punish him. So if you grab my hand here, it could be fingers to the eyes, here, elbow, and we escape right after. But I'm not going to mention that now all the time. Just keep in mind that first we're going to use pressure points, weakness point as a start, then we do the release, and then we do finishing. It's all part of the package in combat survival. Front hold, the first escape would be as follow. He is holding the hand, stands square to me, just like that. And usually when somebody holds you like that in a fight, it's not like casual the way it is right now. It's going to be like pulling you to or like somebody open the door and pull you inside, or pull you into the car. There is a lot of pulling, pushing forces going on. So if this has happened to you and you're moving forward because he's pulling you forward, you have to follow up with, usually, with inside kick to the knee. So as you're moving in, there is simple kicks that you're going from the back leg to the inside of the knee. This immediately brings attention downstairs, so you be doing that and then bring the escape. Okay, do it strongly now. Okay, as you escape from here, you have different options to attack, and we're going to mention that at the end when I'm going to show the beginning and the end of each and one of the escape. So let's look at the escape now. When you grab my wrist, I'm opening my hand to the side, creating momentum, pointing with the thumb down, bring it up, and to the shoulder. So if you look from the front now, and imagine that he's standing right in front of me, what I do when he's holding my hand, I'm bringing it outside, the elbow is opening, inside, and up to here. To ask another students to come with bigger hand now. Thank you. Steve? So you can see that it does not matter. You have a big hand, it's going to be just the same. He's holding really tight, and for me to move my hand out, he cannot control my elbow because he is holding my hand, but I can open my elbow. As I do that, the thumb is going down, and here I'm out. This is even without moving. Hold as hard as you can. See the other hand. Now we want to add some more force into that. So as I'm doing the move here, and I feel that the narrow side of my hand is about to get out, I'm going to move the leg that under the same arm that he's holding. He's holding my right, that will be my right leg, backward to help the pull. So it's here to here. Hold really tight. You don't have to be strong. It's very simple. Got a hand. And obviously in a fight I'm going to do first here and out. First here and out, and I'm ready. This is the front. To practice, one of the best ways to do it is to start with no momentum and in very slow way. Sometimes we even sit on the floor. So we're basically really focusing on the hand work. I'm going to grab your hand now. Maybe it's the first time for you to do that. So just slowly open, close. Now, the open ring was not quite the, you push it right to here. You have to really turn slightly more. Try to do that. Good. If you do the same thing now, close your eyes. Just focus and feel. Where is the open ring? Bring the elbow inside and out. What you need to do is just bring the elbow a little bit more inside. Here we are. The other hand. That was beautiful. Not so much force, no need. I'm going to hold you with maximum power. You do it slightly, gently. Okay, hold me. This is as much as you need power. That's about it. course, I close my eyes and practice, and I can sense what it is. One more option, when you grab your hand front way, is instead of just doing the step back, if you see, I'm going to do the step back, but this guy is smart, so as I'm stepping back, he's coming with his left foot forward, and follow me. This way is actually creating a situation that the distance between us remains the same. I move back, he move forward, it's the same. So what I want to do is, as I move back, and obviously I'm going to punish first before I'm going in, or going with the elbow first, or messing his face. This is not the point. I'm showing you now how to escape from the wrist. So as I'm moving back, I don't want his hand to escort me, to come with me. So as I move back, I'm pushing this hand away. Hold really tight, come forward. So as you push his hand away, and you have hand free, you can go anything you want. Right to the eyes, Adam apple, whatever you feel like grabbing, it's fine. So here we do. Same move, outside, and as it's about to get out and you step back, you push the hand out. As you're about to get out, push the hand out. From here you can also finish nicely with the knee from the outside, right here. So from here, hold tight, I'm moving back, and push. Next one after that will be, instead of just pushing the hand, I'm going to chop the hand. So again, a little punishment, and this time it's going to be inside with a chop. So turning, and what I do, I'm using the other hand to hit the thick part of his hand. I do not want to hit on the bone here because it's painful and it's not going to release you. As you turn, and you can really see the vein here, this is exactly where you hit. And obviously when you do that, the hand is free, you can attack. The following after that is when he pulls. If the guy is pulling me toward him, I do not resist. I go with it. And I'm turning. Hold tight. Tight, tight. Yeah. I'm going and pivoting. As I pivot, and now hold really tight, I'm going to explain, right? I'm taking the step forward, and as I pivot, I'm bringing my right elbow to his elbow. Regardless of his strength, I'm going to always release myself. But what I have to keep in mind is that I have to stay with the same angle. So my hand here will stay in L shape. So when I turn, it's going to work. If the hand will be down, and I'm going to try to turn, he will still hold me. If I keep it L shape, it will happen. So while he pull me, I'm going with it. So you see now it's L shape. Now I turn. Now it's out. As opposed to keep the hand down and try to turn. Step forward and turn. Now while you're turning, you can punish too. You can turn and come with the elbow from the back, if you wish. Or you can stay on the side from here, grab the hand, elbow to here. We're going to move now to the cross hold. Cross hold would be the right hand against the right hand, or his left hand against my left hand. Let go. This one. That means it's not the hand on the front, which is right against left. It's basically the cross hand. So when he holds you this way, you can see that the first thing is that the open ring would be down. That means that if I'm pulling down, I have a chance to take it out. But it's not enough. If he's strong, nothing will happen. Especially if I'm going to bend my hand and try to pull back, which is most of the people do. Because you don't really going toward the open ring. So since the open ring is right there, I want to continue the force down as much as possible. I want to continue the force down to there. But you see, I'm using a lot of force to go there. It's very strong. In order to be able to do it with less force, I'm crossing the other hand from the top. And as I'm lowering this hand as a straight arm down, I'm going to scissor from this side. So now hold tight. And you can see that this is working better. With my right hand, the one that is holding right now, I'm not going to pull slightly to the side, but almost like cutting a midget head behind my knee. So the direction is there, which is exactly the force that we want to produce. So hold as tight as you can now. Now, if you notice, I'm doing a little move with my leg first. As I am bringing this hand to the shoulder to do the scissor, I'm taking my right foot, which is a back foot, to the inside of his knee. This is more than distraction than anything else. If there is a lot of weight on this leg, and the knee will buckle, this is going to be a very strong injury. So right now, it's just like that. So this is the first move. And now, to the side. Make sure not to bend your arms. Do not come back this way. Keep it straight, down. As you are there, from here, punishment is easy, as we know, elbows, or whatever else you want to attack. The knee release is one of the strongest release against the cross hold. So he's holding the cross hold. This time I'm going to assist myself with the knee to release. The way I'm going to do it is actually I'm stepping a little slightly forward, so I'm lowering the hands together, his hand and mine. And as I do that, I'm shifting my weight to the same leg underneath the same arm that he's holding. He's holding my right. My weight will be on the right. As I do that, I'm lifting the other knee and place it right here and take it down. One more time. As I'm basically lowering my hand, I'm lifting the other leg and the knee going right in between. I'm not going to end on the floor, so the foot going to travel to the inside of his knee. So the work with the knee is lowering here, keeping some distance, and coming as a punch. Think about punching and not just placing. Placing is not strong enough. You have to take some distance and go down. And as you go down, you go to the inside of the knee. As you do that, you have many ways to finish. One way we do here is we do that. Since I'm turning and there is a pivot from my side, I'm coming with the hand right to his nose, right here, and keep turning. Let's see the upper part now with the hands. As I'm going to do the knee release, pressure here, I'm turning and coming back to here. Cross-hold grip gave me a great opportunity to control his hand. And this is how we do that. We're going to hinward wrist lock pressure. So this is what I do. I want to go to the outside of his wrist. In order to do that, I don't want to use a lot of force to go there. I want to use momentum. So I'm going to the opposite direction to accumulate some momentum. So hold me naturally, like you're holding and pulling a little bit. That's okay. I'm pulling first to here. As he pull back, I'm coming with him and turning my hand to the top. Again, I'm pulling here as he pull back, which is always, for every action there is reaction. I'm pulling, he pull back, I'm going around and grab the wrist. From here to here. As I grab the wrist, I'm turning the hand so the elbow will be up. Now, when the elbow is up, I can see the inside of his palm. And this is what I do. I'm putting pressure now with the other hand on the palm. When I do put pressure, I have to make sure that the pressure will be right underneath the knuckles at the point that the hand is not going to bend. If I do it on the fingers, it's bending. If I do it here, the pressure is perfect. When I do that pressure, I want to be as close as possible to the knuckle, because this is creating a long leverage. If I put the pressure lower around here, it will be less pressure. So if you pay attention, I'm going to put a lot of pressure now here, and just a little pressure here. See what happens? Because it's long leverage. So one more time. Pulling down, turning, grabbing the wrist, turning to the point that you see the elbow up, and the palm of the hand is toward me. Pushing it away, making sure that both of your thumbs are to each other. This is the right position. This is the wrong position, right? This way. Now, if you turn just a little bit over there, so just a little bit, so everybody can see, the bottom of my hand is right on the knuckles, right here. Now, from this position now, all I have to do is create pressure toward his nose. This is going toward his nose, but this hand is pulling. Now I have a full control. I really want to maintain 90 degrees, so that means that when he's going down, I don't want his arm to be here, because that's reduce the pressure. I want to stay within the 90 degree, and all the pressure now going right to his body. Let's see that one more time. Pulling to the opposite direction, he's pulling back, twisting. If you see, I'm doing a big circular motion with my shoulder. It's here and to the other side. I'm sometimes using my legs to bend a little bit and to go up on my toes. So that's give me a little bit force. Bend, go up, turn, turn, and now pressure. Stay within the 90 degrees and you have a full control. When it's come to punishment, this is a great control and punishment position. So as I do that, and the pressure starts to accumulate on his hand, and his head coming down, I can actually kick his face right here. So the knee is here. If I really want to be cruel, I'm just keeping the hold here and just keep kicking him. He cannot go back because I'm holding with a lot of pressure here. If I release a little bit of pressure, he can go up, which allow me to go to the groin area. And I can take him down to any direction I want. Again, do not let the arm coming down here. Stay within the 90 degree and stretch him a little bit. And he will feel it, regardless of his strength. Okay, let me break it down for you now. We are talking about the situation that somebody holds two hands on two hands. Now, by now, we know the escape from one hand, front hand. So if we remember the open ring on one hand, it's practically the same. What I do here, I open my hands to the side, creating a little bit momentum. When he push back, I'm turning the narrow side of my hand to the open ring, bring it up, and back to here. So basically, the way it's working is creating a little bit momentum, going down and to here. One more time, here and here. Let's see that. Another method that you can use as you do that, you use your wrist more. So pay attention to the wrist now. As I'm going down, I'm turning my wrist this way. And as I'm coming back, my wrist is going the other way. So I'm getting even more momentum without using a lot of strength. The beginning and the end of the move could be varies. I mean, I can start with a knee to the groin, as I demonstrated before. This is one option. It could be headbutt. Another option, just release and to the ears. There is a lot of different things that we can do. For this particular techniques, what I show is as he hold me, I'm opening his arms to the side, which help me later on to release because I'm getting momentum. My knee going to his groin. As I'm going back, I'm releasing myself. From here, there is a lot of finishing. We chose, because the reaction of hitting to the groin is that he's going down, elbow to the back of the head. That's the release, two hands on two hands. Let me show you another option now. This is going to be an elbow pivot shake. As he hold me, I'm going to turn or come to the face. Now, this turn is actually quite easy. He can hold as hard as he wants by me stepping in between his legs. So I'm putting my right foot in between his legs, 90 degree, and pivot. I'm actually releasing myself. The only thing I have to pay attention is to maintain the L shape of my arm. So if you notice now, my right hand is in L shape, and as I pivot, just release it. I want to release myself and come back to his temple. So my head is doing the work of the turning. So as I do that, I'm turning with my head toward 90 degrees to him, and then I come to look at him to get more momentum for the turning. Hold tight, really tight. Doesn't take much to release. Let's see if he can release himself from me, and I'm at bigger hands than him, so keep L shape here. This is the first time he's doing that. Stronger. Come back with the elbow. So when you practice, you can do the same, and he can come back really, really strong. You just bend underneath that. Go. Let's continue with the elbow, so you learn how to do that. Okay? Obviously, you have to practice under supervision of a good qualified instructor. One more simple option for you is to releasing the hand and attacking the face. And the way I'm doing it now is scratching his eyes. But let's look first on opening and close and trapping. So when I open and close, I trap the hand from the bottom, making sure that the wide side of his hand will be up. So there is a little twist and trapping here. As I trap, now he cannot follow, releasing to the open ring as we learn. Obviously you can elbow, you can punch the soft part, but scratching to the eyes is one of the easiest ways, just like a cat, going this way and scratch. Not necessarily creating a lot of damage because it's just holding you right now, but it's enough to take him away from you. Make sure to turn the hand before you grab it. And now you can release. If you don't, and you stay here, you won't be able to release. So the right side should be up. Now it's out. First, I'm opening my hands a little bit to get reaction. And as I close my hand, I move my hand to the underneath him. So I'm crossing his hand. As you see, opening and crossing his hand. The hand on the bottom going to be raised just like a shark fin up. I have enough distance now so that when I'm going back, I'm hitting this hand to the side. That's given me a lot of different opportunity. When I do that, I'm actually at the outside of his body and I can do a lot of damage different ways. We chose for this technique to attack the face. So 1, 2, raise here, come back, and head twist. Let's key point some most important points here to see. As I open and close my hand, I have to move my hands far enough that I will have enough distance to come back. I cannot be close here and try to open. It has to be distance. Also I have to raise and keep it very steady here. Now I open my hand, so it's basically open, close, and open. Now I'm exaggerating the move a little bit for the practice. Open, close, open. Eventually it's going to be very fast. Every time we do that, we have an option to attack. That could be to the eyes, could be anything. taking down. The taking down that we chose is a head twist. So what you do, you move one hand behind the head, the other hand to the front of the head. The one that going behind the head, reaching almost to his ear. If he cannot reach that far, just reach and grab the hair. If he doesn't have hair, just grab the other side of the head. The other one going from this side of the nose. So this is pulling, and this is pushing in a twist motion. As I twist, I'm turning myself. As he's down on the floor, stomp the head, leave the scene. As I explained to you earlier, with wrist escape, you're always aiming for pressure point, weakness point. So if he's grabbing two hands on one hand, you have one hand free. Obviously, you always can attack. You can knees to the groin. I'm not going to repeat that all the time. We're going to focus on the techniques to release. If you are doing the pressure point, weakness point, and he's still holding you, you're performing the technique. This is basically inward wrist pressure. So this is what I do. I'm bringing the hand that he's holding up like a slingshot into his wrist. So if I have to bring it as close as I can to his wrist, I really want to do it not with the strength of my biceps, but more with the moving. So I'm moving sideways as I do that. As I do that, the other hand joining, and I'm holding now the entire wrist. Now, if you pay attention to the way I'm holding the wrist, as we did discuss before, it's going to be right underneath the knuckle, right here. So there's a strong pressure later on going to accumulate, not above the finger, which is bending. So, just for the view, here and here. Now I have a good grip. So one more time. The slingshot with the movement, and the other hand the joining. Now from here, what I want to do is to stretch his arm more, turn it to the point that the fingers will be pointing to the ceiling, keep stretching, making sure that his body, the arm to the body is 90 degrees, again as we discussed before, creating pressure that will take him down. This pressure is traveling directly to his body because it's a straight line. If it was like that, the pressure will not go as smooth, so it has to be straight. And from this moment, when you have a full control, one leg of the head, this could be stomp. Right now we just put it gently, and now if you want to control, just put the pressure and call the police. Show you some more option to release yourself. This is a fist pull. As he hold me now, I'm inserting my hand in between and grabbing my own wrist. Obviously on the way, to travel, I'm going to give elbow and then trap it. Let go for a second. The trapping is hands underneath the fist, this way. Also, you want to make sure to bring your thumb up, because when you bring your thumb up, the narrow side of your hand will be to the open ring. So, yes, he controls my hand, but he cannot stop me from turning my wrist. Just hold tight. That doesn't stop me from turning my wrist. Holding the fist, and now I'm going to do a semicircle motion toward my right shoulder. He's holding my right hand, and this is going right here. I've seen many students at the beginning doing this, and right to the nose. Do pull to the side from here to here. Do not pull in straight line. If you're here and trying to pull in straight line, he's going to follow you. It has to be traveling this way. Banana shape. Here and here. Now, if you want to assist it with a little bit more strength, as you do the move and as you trap, I want to take my right shoulder away, meaning I want to take my right foot underneath that shoulder away. So I'm doing it with a move back. Same thing with a move back. Hold tight, and it doesn't matter how strong he is. So now, when we understand the move, we understand that we can do a lot of damage on the way in and on the way out. So, elbow, trapping, going out, coming back. There's a lot of different options. This is only one option. The next one is crescent escape. The crescent escape is similar to what we did, a bit stronger. So what you do is holding my hand very tight. And what I do, I'm moving the fist that is holding me outside, always to the dark side. So I'm not going to the bright side of my hand, but to the dark side of my hand. As I do that, I grab the fist from there and do a semicircle. And now if you see, I'm going to go straight down, and his hand will be crossed. So when his hands are crossed, it's a great opportunity now to punish. Let's see that one more time. Fist outside, trap your fist, and you do semicircle motion from here. Assist with your shoulder and your body. I'm not just lifting with my hand, I'm actually turning with my body toward him. So if you notice, I'm pivoting to here and coming back to here. One, coming back here. And as I go down, it's going to be straight line down. Let's look at the motion from the front without him. I'll do it slowly. Here, here, and here. If you notice, I'm going on my toes. And then immediately after that, I'm bending my knees to a squat position. So even a small person can do it against a big person. That's the crescent escape. We're going to deal now with 2 wrist held from the behind. So he's grabbing my wrist from behind, and this is an escape. And regardless of his strength, you're going to find that you're escaping naturally. And the reason that it's so easy, all you have to do is bring the right side of your hand up. And as you do that, step forward and bring your hand in semicircle motion forward. If he's very close to you, use your bum to bump to him. So what I do is when I'm doing this, I'm actually pushing him a little bit further. And as you step away, obviously you're turning to him, and then there is always punishment. And turning. When both elbows are held from the back, you have few options. When you grab your elbows, you are restrained with the upper body, but it is not stopping your lower body. So what I do, I'm doing a semicircle motion behind him. I'm moving my left foot in this case towards his outside. Not too far, just slightly outside. And then the other hip is going behind him. So from here to here. I have to make sure that the foot from the back will not be the same direction of his foot. So I'm not exactly there, I'm more sideways to him. So when I'm on the side to him now, I can do the move. From here to here. Now pay attention to my right foot. This is the direction of the right foot. Now, I'm stepping out, but my hands stay inside, behind his knees. Moving my legs and my hands behind his knees. This is a moment that I'm going to use now, a pelvis hip lift. It's not with the strength, it's only with a wave maneuver that we're doing from here. This is a wave maneuver that driving from the legs up here. You don't really have to lift them a lot, just slightly to feel the power that you can actually lift somebody even double of your weight by doing the maneuver here. It's driving from here up. As soon as you lift him up, obviously you take him down. Take him down directly to his head if you really don't like the guy, or slowly bring him down and kiss him. One more option for you, which is a very simple option, but very, very effective. You're moving your feet the same way as you moved before, but this time you're using the hand to hammer the groin. You can hammer the groin by holding from the back of the groin and hitting from here, or just from the front. Usually 3 times is good enough to do the move, and you solve the problem.
going to get into the explanation of the soft forward rolls now. These are completely different than any of the hard falls that we've done before, and that also means that the context that we're going to be using them is completely different as well. Situation of fight, usually when someone is being thrown, especially if I'm supporting him, he's doing a hard break fall. He doesn't really get a chance to do any kind of roll from here. It's next to impossible. The situation where we're going to be rolling is more issue of a projectile throw. Maybe I'm throwing him over my head, or he's falling and he's losing balance forwards, this kind of thing. I've also used it myself when I've fallen backwards and then I had to turn instead of falling on my back and then a roll this way. But the context that we're using is completely different. At any rate, let's get into the stancing when we start, how to roll soft, nice and round, in addition to how to stand up properly in a good balance. The main issue with any kind of forward roll, soft forward roll, is to be as round as possible and as soft as possible, almost cat-like. That being said, the first steps you're going to make from now in terms of setting your actual roll up are going to be so important for determining everything else. So what I'm going to do with Joel now, just to determine if he's right or left-handed dominant, is just a little test to see now if he's going to be stronger on his right side or his left side. In this case, he's going to be stronger on the right side. We know it's the right side because his right foot is coming forward. So this is how we determine the right roll for this versus the left roll. Right foot is right roll. So what I'm doing now is going back to where his foot was. Go back to where your foot was. This is about a comfortable stance for him. I'm going to get him to widen up his stance just a little bit. Don't, in terms of bring this leg back a little bit. Back, 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 back to me. Good. He's going to make a triangle now. It's going to be 3 points. The opposite hand from the foot that's on the front is going to go down on the floor now, right underneath the shoulder. So this hand is going to go down. That's right. Fingers pointing forward. So the fingers are going to point the same way as the toes. At the same time, it's very important that the heel of the back leg is going to be off the ground, lifting up, pointing towards the ceiling. This way. You can even bring this leg back a little bit to widen up your base. You'll notice that his feet are not on the same line now, right? And his base is wide, so he has balance here. Almost like he's a football player, he's going to tackle someone, he's going to a point where he's going to lunge forward. Okay, so we check his balance, make sure he's stable from here. Yeah, it's a good way if you have a partner you can test yourself. You'll notice if the foot comes in, bring your foot closer to the other foot. From here, you'll see you'll lose balance very easily if you're off. It's important to keep this heel up because if the heel is down, the tendency is for this foot to twist. And if this twists, and he's going to fall on his side, which we don't want. Okay, so this is here. Toes and fingers are pointing forward. At the same time, this leg is not too far back. You got a good, almost 90-degree bend in the knee. You can be a little bit higher. But I don't want this leg to be too long. Otherwise, too much weight is going to be here. It's going to be hard to project forwards. Okay. Very important, while we're being round and soft, that the head never touches the ground. This is so important. Obviously, you never, ever want your head to be hitting the ground when you're rolling. So from here, he's tucking his head in, almost like he's going to be looking at his toe, and his arm is going to be protecting his head just in case. So it's almost like a curve from here. That's right, this way. This is the stance. Go back. It's important when you're learning just to practice setting that up, just to get into the habit, because in a real situation, you don't really have a chance to step properly and all this kind of stuff. It has to be done naturally. Set it up again. Test yourself. The right side. He's checking all the points from here. Good. Tuck the head down. What also happens when he tucks his head down is makes his back more round. All right? We want to be like a sphere. Okay? I don't want to roll directly on the spine. The angle is going to be more from here. It's diagonal across the body from here. So from here, Joe, what I want you to do is just roll forward. Yeah. And I don't care how you end up. I just want to see the roll. Go. Nice and soft. Good. Let's clean up the ending now. As I mentioned, you're going to be always weakest during your transition. So what does that mean? Usually in a situation, if you're falling this way, means the person that made you fall is over here. So when you get back up from your fall, you got to make sure you're facing this way, and you also got to make sure you're in a good stance and be ready for whatever is happening. If you're going to be standing up and you're standing perfectly straight, you're completely vulnerable, you might as well stay on the ground because you're finished. So from here, go down, and this time, when you roll, start getting into the habit now of standing up and facing me. Go. Now what I liked is the positioning of his legs in the transition when he was getting up with one knee down. Come back. And let's see what I'm talking about. Come over here for a second. A good way to practice is just to be aware of this stage. Okay, so I have one knee down, one knee up, and I'm already starting to get into good position, as opposed now to coming up feet together and whatnot. So what's going to end up happening is when I'm coming up now, I'm standing up facing over here. You'll notice that when I rolled, I didn't use my hands to get up. I'm going to have to use my hands to protect myself. So this would be wrong. This is wrong because your head is completely exposed. In the beginning, if you need the momentum, it's okay to use the hands a little bit, but you want to eventually get out of the habit of using your hands at all. Eventually, you're going to use your hands for momentum just to get up on their own. In other words, when I'm rolling from here, your hands are helping you get up from here. The stance at the end is what we call in survival the T stance. So if you look at my feet now, my base is wide. The forward leg has the toes pointing towards the attacker. So if Joel would be over here, I'm going to be facing him over here. And the back leg is going to be open here, toes pointing 90 degrees to the side. Again, it's a mistake to have the feet in line. I have no base here, and I have no stability. Lateral. This has to be out. At the same time, not too wide. I need to be comfortable so that I can move. Knees are bent, but only so much that I need to move. At the same time, the hands are up protecting the face, getting ready for the attacker. The forward hand is a little bit out, just in case I need to feel the range. He's going to be coming to me probably. This helps sometimes keep a distance, keep him away, I can feel. The other hand's protecting the face, but it doesn't have to be this way. There's different options. Another common mistake is the angle on the line that people roll on. So the tendency for many people is when they roll on an angle. Once you get the stance and you start to get the big picture of the roll, you can start fine-tuning the little points, but they're important points. So usually if you're practicing on mats, there's going to be lines in the mats. What I'm going to do is set up my base, hand in line with the foot, with the line directly up my middle. So I know that the line is going to be in front of me, and when I stand up, I have to finish on the line. The tendency is to veer a little bit. Perfect. Right in the middle. Okay? So this is something to look out for. Another major point is the spacing between you and the attacker when you stand up. So if, let's say now, Joel is pushing, let's say Joel is behind me from here and he's pushing me, and he's coming after me when he stands up, I might not need to be here. I might not want to be here. So in survival, it's not fixed and it's not a rigid system. If he's coming to me, I'm going to need to move back, and this is fine to create some kind of space. So my stance can be here, but if I need more space, I can step back now and stand in the opposite stance and still be facing him. So this is one option. The second option, if I need, it's fine if he's coming to me from here, is I'm just shuffling, creating a space, creating a distance. If you need the space, it's there, it's fine.
Combat survival, as you know by now, we're dealing with all kind of escape from different holds, as much of the other guns, knives, and reality base. We're going to cover in all the next DVDs escape from front choke, side choke, back choke, grabbing this way, Nelson, headlock from the side, headlock from the front, bear hug, underarm, bear hug, overarm, from the back, bear hug, under, over, trying to trap my leg, all kind of situation. We're going to deal with each and one of them seriously and effectively. Now we're dealing with the front bear hug underarm. When you start grabbing it this way, which is kind of stupid hold, but it might happen, you remember you have free hands to do whatever you want and you have legs to work with. So I'll show you a few options that you have here. One, you actually pull his head back by grabbing the hair. And if he doesn't have hair, just under the nose, you push back. As you do that, you expose his neck. You grab the Adam apple from both sides, Sink your fingers in, and when you put it in, you can actually pull it out. From here, out to you. 2 fingers, and out. Let's hit one more time. This is the position. It's very strong pressure. And out. Another option that you have from here is using your knee for the groin. As you hear, you put 2 hands behind and take the knee back and going from underneath to the groin. Remember, the attack to the groin has to come as the knees that come under up. You do not want to attack the groin this way. You want to come from underneath into. Any pressure that you do from down up will be much stronger than straight. So from here. In order to do that, we're sinking the hip further and coming underneath. Another option that you have is a head twist. We've done it before. It's very useful here. One hand going as far as you can to his ear, the other one to the nose from the front. Twisting up and turning. Circle motion while you're pivoting, taking down. Even the strongest man, when you start twisting his nose, he's going down. Another option, very severe cases, you bring your hands to the eyes. So you put 2 thumbs in the eyes and pull it back and sink it inside. 2 thumbs in. Do not practice too much that, and when you practice, make sure that your partner doesn't have contact lenses. Next one is putting 2 fingers behind the ear and do the screw twist. I'm turning and immediately feel the pressure. This is where I'm aiming. I'm aiming to the hole behind the ear, and I'm going like a motorcycle drive. This is the direction I'm going. It's going to be in and turning. This is a twist you do. So even if his head is behind my shoulder, I can still reach and do that. And one more option for you is a kidney strike. When he is holding you so tight, you can do the groin, and immediately after that, bring your hands up and come right underneath the rib cage, right here. This is the pressure that you're going to feel on the kidneys. And that was very light. We're going to deal now with a choke from the back. We actually show you different escape on level 1. We're going to show you some more escape for level 3. The first thing you have to realize, if somebody comes with a very strong shove from the back to your neck, you have to establish a good balance. So when he's actually pushing, you want to move 1 foot forward for a balance and bend your knees. As you do that, you pivot with the shoulder back. So do the same. And now I'm turning slightly, inserting my hand to the groin, and from there up underneath the chin to the eyes. Right. 1 and 2. If my arm is longer than his, most cases it's only going to release you right there. But if I'm short and he's tall, I won't be able to do that. I will push slightly, but I won't be able to stretch my arm and release myself. For instance, if I'm going to hold him and his arm is shorter than mine, come and try to do that. It can push my head, but it cannot push me all the way because my arm is longer than his. So, what happened is, for a short person, as you do the groin attack and the eyes, you continue now the motion with the same hand that pushes head in between his hand. Now look at the motion. I'm going to turn my hand, bring the narrow side as close as I can to his wrist. From here, hold tight, tight, to here. As you do that, you open a little bit your elbow and see what happened. Because of the shoulder twist, it's going to open. Hold really tight, 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 tighter, tighter. And now if you twist with that, you have a lot of force to attack from the back. So one more time. Establish balance. Groin attack. Pushing fingers to the eyes. Pushing underneath the chin to the eyes right now. In reality, I'm going to push from the nose, which is stronger. Pushing fingers to the eyes. And now, twisting the hand to here. From here to here, very close. Pivoting and attacking. Another option that we have is grabbing the fingers. This is how we do it. We're sinking the finger into my own neck, underneath his finger, and grab it. The one on the top, I'm grabbing the finger as hard as I can. From that moment, I'm going to lift only one arm up. One. As I do that, I'm twisting through the arms that I did not lift. That means the left side of mine. Twisting, coming behind him. Stand up, stand up, stand up. And make sure that you turn the hand this way. So at that position right now, I'm pushing the fingers toward him and move backward. See it one more time. Sinking in, fingers open. Lift one arm up, pivot through the other one. So here, fingers going now toward his nose, move backward. Elbow restraint from the back could be extremely painful. First, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But if somebody grab your hand from the back and lift it up, there is a pressure that's traveling to your shoulder, because there are two tendons connecting from the shoulder to the elbow. As I lift up, you feel the pressure. As bulkier as a person is, and is quite heavy, strong guy, it's easier to do that because they have less flexibility in most of the cases. As you lift here, it's not even coming to 90 degrees and you start feeling the pressure. If I take somebody a little bit slimmer, one of my other students, Roman, and you can see I'm going to lift the hand now and keep lifting the hand and keep lifting the hand and keep lifting the hand, and still nothing happened. So what I have to do with him is either continue a little bit more and then you're going to feel it, or change the angle. You go here and then to the outside. So there is a pressure that's coming against people that have a lot of flexibility all the way up here and then outside there. And then he's going to feel the pressure. But what we're going to do now is we're going to deal, thank you, Roman, with how to stop that. If somebody's doing it to you, one of the easiest way to stop it, as you start moving your hand, grab your own pants and hold it tight. You can grab here as you try to lift. You cannot do that. And anytime you can turn and hit him. Grabbing your pants could be any place, as long as it's not here on your shirt up. You have to grab it underneath. Sometimes you can grab his own shirt or his own groin. It doesn't matter. But you grab something. You cannot lift it up anymore. So as you lift, you trap, turn elbow to the face. The other way to escape is moving your hip. So he is lifting you up here. What you do, you move your hip and bring it forward. Now you cannot do it. One more time. He is lifting, you're coming here. He is lifting, you coming here. Obviously we will punish later. Let's do it strongly. Because he's not controlling your legs. Again. Now, you can do it with one hand and grab your t-shirt on the back. So that's more restraining, but it's still not restraining my hips. Hold tight. Now there is no arm lock. Again. And here I am. There is no arm lock. You still hold me, but I can escape and do things now. I'm going to teach you now to deal with somebody who grab your lapel. We're going to deal with one hand and later on with two hands on the lapel. Obviously that somebody grab you this way is kind of angry. You want to continue. It could be with a punch later or headbutt or pull you or push you. And when he's doing that, obviously pull, the same position. You have his face to any kind of attacks that you can do, and we learn a lot of that, and his groin. We are not going to repeat that every time. For that you don't need to buy my DVD. I'm going to show you techniques in addition to the regular pressure points. So what I do here, since the arm is bent, if he's holding with the right hand, I'm moving my right hand. So that's a cross hand underneath and grabbing from the outside of his elbow, scooping underneath. Now from here, if I pull the elbow in, he's turning. If I'm going to do it with a little bit more force, it's going to involve my right foot, which is under the right hand. So I'm moving with my foot. So cross hold, the cross feet, moving together. When I twist him this way, he's already in a position that is very vulnerable. His center of gravity is backward. It's easy to take him down. So what I do here, I'm pulling, and now I can grab his nose and pull back, or grab his hair and pull back, or hit his nose and take him back. To assist, I'm kicking also the back of his knee, just to buckle him a bit. So it's from here to here. Let's see that one more time, in slow motion. And obviously after you train a little bit each part by itself, you try to combine it in slow motion all together. Another option that we have is basically hit the groin, take him with the elbow lock. Let's see how I did that. So, first of all, the hand in front of that hand will going to be inserted from the inside. I want to grab the wrist as close as I can to my lapel. In order to do that, it will be impossible to stay in this position and try to grab. So what I do, I'm actually pivoting my shoulders. Now I can hold from here to here. When I have that, now you can see that it's easy to get to his groin with the other hand. This is going there. From here to here. So I'm having that motion. This hand continue now underneath the elbow. I'm actually not just placing it there, I'm pulling toward me. So once again, you see that by pulling this elbow in and pushing this part away, his body starts to feel it and he's going to turn. One, and pulling. This hand going to be locked on the other hand. And from this position, all I have to do is raise my right elbow up. Take him down. No strength involved. It could be a huge man. If you do it properly, he's going to fall. So, one. Let's pay attention now to the legs and the hips pivot. As you can see, while I'm moving my arms, I'm actually pivoting with my legs. My weight will be mostly on the heels when I pivot. So I'm pivot to one direction and coming back later to here. We're going to deal now with a sucker punch, a hook punch. My student Kevin will be demonstrating the hook. First, show them what's hook look like to the camera. Yeah. It can come in very wild way too, as a wild shot, as a sucker punch, somebody turning and coming to you, and that could be very dangerous. But it's travel in a semicircle motion. What we want to do now is basically shifting block. What I'm doing, I'm using my elbow to shift his traveling hand. So I'm not squaring to him, I'm standing sideways to him. And as he comes forward, this is the elbows that lifting up and basically pushing his elbow in. While I'm doing that, I'm grabbing his wrist with the other hand. I want you to see it from the front so you can see the shifting. And I'm going to be on my knees. You can see it right there. As it's traveling forward, this is going to shift it in, and I grab here. Now, as soon as you do that, you have a full control. What you want to do is to swing by shifting and shuffling behind him. This is the position that I am now. His arm become 90 degrees. This is exactly the position that we learn how to avoid by grabbing the t-shirt now. As more I lift here, as more pressure is going to feel on his shoulder. He tried to trap his shirt, it was too late for him. Now, in order for me to take a big person down, I can take him from here because I'm strong, but some people will not be able to. So what you want to do is continue shifting. You're just moving in a semicircle to the other side, pushing the head. Usually it's a punch here. If they have hair, we grab the hair, moving to the front, and now pay attention. Let's say I don't have any strength, and I want to pull the arm, I'm just going back with my legs. The pressure happening. Resting on his head, putting my hand on his elbow, and bend. The pressure is very strong. Let's see that one more time. After you block, and it's shifting block, you grab the wrist together. Moving behind him. Lifting up. As you turn, pressure here. And from here I start pulling, keeping distance from him. Sit on his head. And the pressure is there. We're going to deal now with a straight punch. When straight punch coming to your face, staying in the same square with him would be a big mistake. Obviously, if you're a boxer, you try to block and go in. We are not dealing as a boxer against boxer, or as a Muay Thai against Muay Thai, or even as a Jiu-Jitsu against Jiu-Jitsu. We just become nasty as much as possible. So what we do is we're shifting ourselves to the side and trapping the hand. Shifting the hand to the side, meaning we're just turning and blocking the hand from the outside. In order for you to do that, all you have to focus on the front foot, your front foot. When he's coming in, I'm stepping out and turning my foot. By turning my foot, this angle, I'm turning my shoulder. This is going to help me to be out of the punch, especially if I push the hand aside. Here I am. Come right to my face. Right to my face. Don't worry. Here I am. Right to my face. So, you see, it's force traveling forward. I don't want to stop this force. I like this force. I want to take advantage of that. So what I do is I'm not just shifting the hand. I'm actually let it continue over there. So as he comes, I'm not going to do now the knee. I'm just going to show you the hand work. So my hand continues force over there. Just shifting over there. Now, depends on his height. If he's a tall man, I'm going to give the knee to the groin. If he's a short person, I'm going to the solar plexus as I got him just before. Solar plexus, right here. And this could be just as damaging. So, because of the height differences, I will show you to the solar plexus. As I come here, the back foot, going right here to the solar plexus. As I'm pulling with my hand. We're going to deal now with knives. And as you remember from level 1 and 2, when somebody grabs a knife, it's extremely dangerous weapon. Knife can attack you again and again, is never running out of ammunition, so it could be deadly. You have to try to keep as much as possible distance from the knife. So as soon as you see somebody with a knife, distance is number one. That will be the best friend, to stay away from the knife as much as possible. However, it's not always possible to do that, and then we have to perform some techniques. The second part that you have to keep in mind is you don't want to square with a knife. This is too much space for him to attack. I want to stand sideways with the front foot forward, the back foot 90 degree. And how I can actually shuffle. This is a good, safe way to move in and out as needed. We are going to deal now with oriental attack, which is basically an attack that's coming upward from the bottom up. Okay, it can go to the lower stomach here, sometimes even to the groin, right here. So what you do is, as the attack coming, you block. Your hands are crossed. Now, in order for you to do it properly, the hand in front of the knife has to be on the bottom. And if you think about it, it's kind of almost reflexes. You're putting your hand right here in front. The other one will be on top. This is the right position. This will be the wrong position. So, here I am. This is on the bottom, the narrow side to him, this one on the top. My stomach will be far away from him. So, I'm actually leaning back, and with the hand on the top, I'm going to trap his hand underneath. This is crucial. Because if I'm going only to block, he can take his hand and attack me to the face or anywhere I want. But if I do that, I'm trapping, try to pull. I have now a few minutes to react and do things. I'm grabbing the hand from the other side. This is how I'm holding. If he wants to try to stab me now in, I'm blocking. So that's give me the time to react. This is a position that we're holding. So you have few options here. As you block, knee to the groin is fine, but what we do now is what we learned before, is the inward wrist attack. Now I'm going to turn with him to the other side so you can see. The hand on the top that's holding, the thumb is right in the center. I put it right in the center of his hand on the knuckle. And from here I start twisting it to this direction. I'm adding the other thumb and right underneath the knuckle. Pushing down. Start to feel the pressure. And now it's going down. Let's see it one more time from this angle. blocking, making sure that you try now to see if you really block and you cannot pull the hand. And now, after you did that, thumb here. As you lift up, put the other thumb, keep turning, creating pressure here. The knife now is not steady on his hand, as you can see. I'm maintaining the 90 degree of the arm to his body, as we learned before, stretching his arm, take him down. As I do that, as he go down, the foot can go to his face. I can hit him right here as he go down. The next I want to deal with front attack. We learned few positions. We're going to learn some more today. Front attack. First show the front attack. Okay. So we learned before on level 1 and 2 to use this hand to stay away from that, to grab the hand, to attack the groin, and so forth. What we're going to learn now is to scoop the knife. So what I do is I'm going here and take the knife. Let's see how I did that. This time, I'm not just turning 90 degrees to him. I'm turning, and actually turning slightly more, so I'm almost the same position of him. It's almost like 180. Trapping this hand by holding it tight here. Block, tight. Block, tight. The other hand coming on the top, pushing the wrist in. Now you can scoop the knife. That's it one more time. Now, I want you to pay attention that the most important thing is that when you turn, you really want to be behind his triceps. Why I want to be behind his triceps? Because if he's trying to pull the hand back, my body's stopping. If I will be sideways to him, he can pull the hand out. So I want to turn to here, so when he's doing that, my body stop, and in the meantime I can do this. So it's crucial for you to turn. Do this, turn. Now you can take the knife. Another option is to go to a control. That's required a little bit more technical, but I'm sure that if you practice, you'll be able to do it. I'm doing the same position here, but this time I'm controlling the wrist. This is a full control. That basically is a knife will drop under pressure, and you have a full control. You cannot do anything. If you try to punch, I'm putting pressure here, you cannot do anything. Let's see how I did that. Start the same way, turning the same way, grabbing the hand here, and as you start to pull the knife back, he's actually helping you. Your body stopping. Make sure that the hand underneath him will be raised. So you keep it up. So now it's resting here. When he's pulling, you bring the hand to the front. Make sure that his fingers is pointing forward. And you put pressure right underneath the knuckle. Again, the same principle that I was teaching you before, right here. It's a strong pressure on the wrist. If I keep the pressure, it's going to break his wrist. If I want to make the pressure harder, I'm lifting my hand higher, like to here, and do it. Now I can feel it. This is a full control, taking the knife out. Ground survival, we're going to deal now with a person in between your legs. This time is punching. As you remember, we learned how to deal with somebody who is trying to choke you when you're on your back and is in between your legs, which we call the guard position. This time is punching. So we have to deal with the situation of not going to get hurt, but at the same time also attack him. I'm going to divide it into two parts. First, I'm going to show you how to shift yourself and block yourself to a point that you're not going to be hurt so easily. And the second part is how to attack him. The first part. When he's in between your legs and he's about to attack you, you don't want to be stationary. Staying here and putting my hand in front of me and he's punching is very dangerous. I'm going to get hit. So what I do, I'm bringing the elbow up, holding my hands together, but my hands are not locked. Because if I'm going to put my fingers together, I won't be able to open my hand and grab when I need to do it fast. Just hold my hand in this position here, keeping my elbow very close to each other in front of my face. And now, and this is the most important part, I'm not lying on my back. I'm going slightly up and do ab work like you do a sit-up. And from here, you can move faster because there is less friction. If I lie on my back and try to move, it's very slowly. Here, I can move faster. So I won't be stationary. And as you try to punch, I'm moving. It's much harder. Now, after you did it a few times and you realize that you have a chance to attack, while you're moving, you're inserting one of your leg behind his knee. So pay attention. It's coming right behind the knee, and I'm keeping only the narrow side of my ankle right there. It's not the entire foot inside, just here. This is a position. As I'm moving here. Now, if I'm moving slightly more to the left this time, and he's punching with his right, I'm from the outside of the body. As you shift yourself to the side, and the hand is coming from the outside of your body, you push his head down, and that's help you to sit up. Now you grab his ankle and make sure again that the narrow side of your foot will be there. And from here, you do not pull it toward you. You pull it toward his far shoulder, over there. As you do that, you can lift your legs up a bit, and the pressure is very, very strong. It's basically, it's a crush that you do with your ankle. Okay, folks, this is conclude volume 3. Go train, and we'll see you at volume 4.
That sucked, that one.
I'm going to pull slightly to the side, but almost like cutting a midget head behind my knee. So the direction is there.
We just want to make sure you know that no actual midgets' heads were taken off with this scene. Okay?